Hello guys, welcome back in Goku Manhwa channel. Let's continue. The young master stands there, momentarily puzzled by what he sees. His attention shifts when he notices Hisu in the distance, struggling with a pile of trash bags from her part-time job. She handles them with quiet determination, her movements quick and mechanical, like someone who's used to doing this without help. He adjusts his posture and slightly lifts the cane or stick he's holding, as if clearing his view. At that moment, his bodyguard remains close beside him, ready for instructions. Hisu looks worn out. Her appearance is noticeably shabby, not because she doesn't care, but because life has clearly weighed on her. Her clothing is plain and lacks refinement. Her hair is tied up so casually that it almost looks careless, and to him, the style seems tacky. He had imagined she would have lost everything by now, become completely unrecognizable, maybe someone who had fallen apart emotionally. Instead, she still manages to carry herself with a kind of quiet resilience. She doesn't look like a total wreck. Unexpectedly, there is still something about her that remains intact. The young master studies her surroundings. This place must be her workplace, a part-time job. He learns that she works here only occasionally and takes on additional jobs elsewhere as well, repeating this daily just to get by. The realization surprises him. He didn't think she would still be pushing forward like this. He gives the bodyguard a direct instruction: find out everything about her, where she goes, when she works, and every detail of her schedule. He intends to track all of it. He states with calm confidence that Hisu could be useful to him. Meanwhile, another scene unfolds. The young master reunites with his mother, Bark. The moment they see each other, they embrace warmly. It has been 2 long years since they were last together. She pulls back slightly to look at his face properly, as if making sure he's really standing in front of her. She tells him how anxious she has been waiting for his return and asks if he has been living well abroad. She notices that he has become even more handsome during the time they were apart. He answers with confidence, almost playfully, as though the idea of him becoming anything less impressive were impossible. After all, he is Director Bark's son, a fact he says with pride and certainty. The moment they see each other, Bark studies her son closely, taking in every detail of his face and posture, as if trying to memorize him all over again. She compliments him on how striking he looks, insisting that time has only made him more impressive. She transitions quickly into business, the way she always does when they meet. She comments on how she has heard he's been handling parts of the company's operations, and she wants to know how he's managing. He explains that the work he's doing overseas is routine, nothing exciting. The tasks assigned to him are simple, predictable, and far from challenging. He mentions that his boarding situation is dull and monotonous, nothing that stimulates him or pushes him. She then shifts her focus to his injured leg and asks if he's recovering well. He answers confidently, saying that physically he's fine and that everything would be going smoothly if only one particular man, someone standing in his way, would stop interfering. That person is withholding something important from him, and all he wants is for it to be handed over without unnecessary obstacles. He can't understand why the chairman insists on testing him or delaying what should already be his. Bark leans in, lowering her voice slightly as she warns him about what's coming next. She tells him that Chairman BM Taiju will probably call him separately for a private conversation. She explains that she's telling him in advance because the chairman wants him to attend an exhibition in his place. She doesn't need to explain what that implies. He already knows that this is a symbolic gesture. The chairman, who once refused to acknowledge him as an heir and who kept him hidden, is finally placing him in front of the business world as his representative. For years, the chairman had been strict and distant, refusing even to let others know that the boy was related to him. No matter how much the son begged for attention or recognition, the chairman wouldn't give him even a passing glance. Now suddenly, the same man is willing to send him forward as the family's face. The realization hits him emotionally. This moment represents everything he has been waiting for. The acknowledgement, the validation, the permission to stand where he always believed he belonged. He feels happy, but at the same time, that happiness feels foolish, like something he shouldn't allow himself to feel. Every time emotions take over like this, he ends up resenting them. His mother gives him a final warning. She reminds him that now that he will be in the spotlight, the way he behaves matters more than before. There will be more eyes watching, more people analyzing every word, every gesture. She tells him to speak politely and refine his image, because appearances will matter. He brushes off her warning with irritation. He knows how to present himself when needed, but he has no patience for pretending in private. He mutters to himself that acting carefully is pointless, especially when someone else, someone who pretends to be refined and gentlemanly, is secretly involved with a divorced woman behind everyone's back. The hypocrisy disgusts him. If he is going to face scrutiny, that person should too. Inside him, there is resentment twined with ambition. He finally has a taste of the position he deserves, and he is determined not to lose it. He thinks to himself, wondering how he should mess with that person. The idea isn't just to irritate him. He wants to push him to the edge, to provoke a reaction. He imagines doing something twisted, something that hits exactly where it hurts. But then he realizes he has never actually done anything deliberately cruel before. The thought of doing something wrong feels unfamiliar, almost foreign, yet the urge grows stronger. He repeats to himself that if he is really going to interfere, it must be something undeniably bad, something that will leave the other person furious. As his thoughts churn, raindrops begin to fall. The sky darkens, and the rain hits the pavement in uneven rhythms. The atmosphere shifts, dim, wet, and uneasy. She notices the change too. The security around her neighborhood has always been poor, but recently, it's getting worse. She keeps seeing strange men in suits hanging around narrow alleys. They look out of place, wandering slowly as if waiting for something. It makes her feel unsafe. Her sister, sensing her discomfort, asks if she can manage getting home alone. If she can't, she should call that younger guy, the one who's skilled and capable of helping her. But her sister already knows the answer. He isn't coming today. She holds a teddy bear in her hands, one that has been with her since the beginning. The simple touch of the soft fabric triggers a rush of memories. She starts talking to the bear as though speaking to him. She complains that he ignored her the entire day. She remembers how, in the past, he always messaged her even when she didn't reply. He always stopped by to see her on his way home from work, no matter how busy he was. He created a routine, a consistency, one she grew used to. Now, she looks down at her phone and at the unread message she sent. She tells the teddy that she finally gathered the courage to reach out first, something she never used to do. Normally, he always initiated the conversation. Her message was short and uncertain, written carefully because she didn't want to bother him, and yet, he didn't answer. She realizes that he did see it. He opened the message. He just chose not to reply. A quiet sadness settles over her. She remembers the past, when this kind of silence was normal. When she didn't expect anything from him. When waking up next to him and getting no reply later didn't hurt. Back then, indifference was familiar, something she accepted as part of their dynamic. But now, somehow, that same indifference hurts. Her heart, which once believed it had built a shield, melts too easily because of him. Expectations grew without her noticing. She imagines his embrace, how it felt when he held her, how his presence softened the world around her. The warmth she remembers makes her realize how deeply she has allowed him in. She holds the teddy close, as if trying to comfort herself. She tells herself she should be okay, that she was used to this kind of silence before. But no matter what she says, her chest aches. Something inside her refuses to return to the old numbness. She admits to herself, she can't seem to be okay anymore. The young master receives a notification on his phone, a message from her. His assistant or PA notices it and tells him he doesn't need to reply, reminding him that she will only end up disappointed again. He answers with indifference, neither committing nor refusing, leaving the response hanging in uncertainty. Soon after, he walks into a formal meeting room. He greets another man, shaking his hand with confidence and composure. His outward expression remains unreadable, but inside, a different voice echoes, the voice of his younger self. Memories surface, and with them, a realization. There was a time when he could instantly understand another person's thoughts, judgments, and emotional shifts. It felt instinctive, almost like something built into his blood. A younger him narrates these reflections, acknowledging that the similarity between him and that other person once terrified him. The ease with which they could understand each other simply by making eye contact made him uncomfortable. He hated recognizing himself in someone else, hated how their minds mirrored each other. He wonders if he spent all those years trying too hard to not become that person. Now, he feels like he has drifted so far from that connection that even he can no longer understand his own emotions. His inner world has become unreadable, even to himself. Later, someone informs him that his mother's exhibition is approaching. There will be important guests, and she will need assistance. They imply that it would be best for her son to be present. His father decides for him. He is to accompany her. The young master accepts it without argument and walks away. Meanwhile, she is somewhere else holding a teddy bear. Someone comments that she must sleep hugging it. She reacts in embarrassment, insisting she's not a child, though the teddy stays close to her. He removes his tie and looks at her, sensing exhaustion in her expression. He acknowledges that things have been difficult. A quiet longing appears in his voice. He expresses a desire to escape from everything, a wish that she could just take him away from his world of pressure and expectations. He enters her room, the tension between them thick, emotions unspoken. The implication is clear. They are close, deeply connected, and vulnerable in that moment, but the narrative does not need to show anything explicit. Afterward, she questions whether it bothers him to be seen like this. She wonders aloud if others might mistake him for someone who moves from woman to woman, as though he belongs to whoever he is with. She explains that she is not that type of person. She worries that she may have tossed aside an item of clothing carelessly, anxious even in this vulnerable moment. The room feels heavy with unspoken emotions and insecurity. At some point, exhaustion overtakes her, and she falls asleep. He stands there quietly, watching her rest. For a moment, the world around them stops. She sleeps peacefully, unaware of the storm of emotions inside him: confusion, longing, restlessness. He watches her, still unable to fully understand what is happening to his own heart.